My name is Doug Brunke. I am the founder and CEO of Global Chamber, like Cesar Trabanco, who's in the background as well, and also Elise Villaruz, who's also here taking notes. All of us are dedicated to the member success. And so we spend every day thinking about connections to make, ways to help and support. And that's what this meeting is all about. It's each of you getting up on stage for a few minutes, explaining number one, most important, who do you want to meet in as much detail as you can. Where are they? What do they look like in terms of their title and their business, and what problems do they have, so that we can help them and help you connect to them. Typically, what happens then is we collectively, between us here at Global Chamber, share the information that you share. We think about people who will be good connections, and then we make warm introductions. Last year, quite honestly, we were a little slow in that, and this year we're really fast. And in fact, we were very happy to note that all of the introductions from all of the meetings we've had this year, the league meetings, we were completely caught up in terms of identifying connections for people. I think Cesar had a few more people to send emails to for the last couple meetings, but we're basically caught up, and that makes us feel really good, and hopefully makes you feel really good too. Be as succinct and clear as you can. Looks like we have 15 people right now, so that means we'll have about let's start with 4 minutes per person, and go from there. Normally, Bill Edwards goes first because he is the most senior person that I know at Global Chamber, 50 years experience. So let's start with someone different than Bill, because he's not here. He had, I think, dental surgery yesterday, and he said he could not attend. Let's go to Sunny Vu. Sunny is with HGP, and they provide a variety of HR services, including EOR services. He's in Southern Florida and serving the world. And Sunny, really great to see you. Who would you like to meet? How can we help? What would you like to share today?
Thank you. So great to see familiar faces again. So as I probably have given this to several people several times, so just gonna want to be quick about it. So HSP Group, we're based in the US, but we have teams globally. And simplified version, we help companies expand globally on the operational side. So with HR, entity setup, entity management, tax and compliance, we also do global payroll. So pretty much everything a company needs on the operational side to go anywhere abroad. So we service 100 different countries. So in terms of partnerships and collaboration, I normally look for companies that help with more on the initiative side on the beginning, advising company where to go. And then when the company is ready to take the leap, we could come in and help. So that's generally has been a really good, I guess, way of collaboration between our groups. Thank you.
What does the company look like? What size? Where are they located? Where are they growing? Are there market segments that are better than others? Give us a little bit more detail, please.
Perfect. So like I mentioned, we service like 100 different countries. However, the majority of actions that we've been seeing is a lot of US outbound companies that so that's our clients. We service small to mid-market. We don't work with a whole lot of corporation and enterprise because they kind of have their own team to do all of this. So small mid-market, US outbound, that's our focus. However, Europe to US, Asia to US, anywhere within the 100 countries that we service within each other, we could help.
Right now, as you're viewing the world and as you see your activity, are there particular market segments that are hot right now?
I mean, definitely has always been hard, which is like tech and all this IT industry, because industry where I felt like people can hire remotely, that has been on our radar for a long time.
Got it. Are there particular parts of the US where companies that you're working with are going outbound? Do you have a lot of activity out of Florida?
Um, to be honest, not a whole lot out of Florida. Same, West Coast has always been super active. Like, but all around the U.S., yeah, we've seen decent amount of activities.
Okay, sounds good. We have and you'll see in the newsletter today, we're forming a weekly program in April and May that I think three of the five have West Coast connectivity, one for
Yeah.
the LA area, one for the San Francisco area, and then one for Seattle, Vancouver, Portland. And so let's get you involved with one, two, or three of those as you like.
All right. Thank you, Doug.
Thank you. Appreciate you kicking us off. Any quick questions? We have time for one question for Sunny. Anybody else have a question? I think Lainey, you know Sunny, right?
I don't think we've met. No.
Oh, okay. So we'll get you involved. Lainey has been the advisory board chair for Global Chamber San Francisco, and we haven't announced it yet, but we've handed the torch over to a next person to be the board chair. And Friday, Lainey and I and he met, and I got to get that announcement out, Lainey. I got to move a little bit faster. I asked her about flights between LA and San Francisco, but I need to get the actual advisory board meeting get going. So thank you, Lainey, for all that you do. Sunny, thank you for sharing today.
Thank you.
Let's now go to Carla. Carla Watt is in the UK. Carla, thank you for joining today. And you earlier mentioned about some of the needs that you have. So here's your chance. Let us know a little bit more about who you're looking for. Are there other needs that you have for your business, and how else can we help?
Okay. Yeah, thank you for the introduction. Yes, I'm sat here in typical rainy the UK. It's not stopped raining for months. Fed up. I think I'm just gonna come and move over there because you lot are all smiling. Not like here. Yeah, so generally, before I get into investment, so I work alongside companies, probably startup to mid-size. I can do corporation, but I prefer the smaller ones actually, where I consult on how to run sales teams, because lots of and I'm predominantly SaaS, predominantly tech. Because all these companies set themselves up with great ideas, but they are very lacking, shall we say, in personal skills and how to really design sales team and really get their product to go to market, and how to actually run those. So that is the mainstay of my business. I've been doing sales for an awfully long time, so there's pretty much nothing I don't think I've not tried to sell. But it's actually running teams and actually having that personality and helping companies really to get on board with how they can give them the tools to do the job and what they're lacking and what they're missing and how it's going to make this transitional period to a startup into the next stage. So predominantly that, but just going on to the investment side, yes, I work because I have a sales background. Investment fundraising I do is predominantly a sales process. So if you have the right, if you know the product, you're behind the product, and you go to the right ICP, you can really make a difference for some companies as well. And this is a new market I'm just kind of getting into as well. So currently, yes, I am looking for a fund, anybody to help me raise money for a hopefully the next unicorn app. If anybody understands unicorn apps, the UK's never had one, so I'd certainly like to landmark that one too. So, but it also has, without giving too much away, because it'd be something I'd rather, if anybody's into investment, speak to me on a different level of that. But again, I seem to be getting a lot more of that coming my way at the moment, because again, it's making it personable and being able to get funding in, and it's a sales process. So, but similar companies in the US, certainly startup to mid-size, just to push them through to that next barrier is certainly what I'm looking for. Can't hear you. Sorry, Doug, you're on mute.
Oh, thank you very much. So what you're looking for companies to be able to assist them to get to the next level. That could be through sales techniques. It could be through technology. Is that what you're saying in terms of like app development and things like that?
It could be through technology, more process technology for them, because a lot of people think that, outbound activities and things like that are just, they expect high activities and they haven't got the processes in place to enable a team to actually reach targets. So it's a case of building it from the scratch. I've built departments and I've built companies up from the scratch on sales involvement, from how to put a process into place, how to train a team, how to onboard, how to hire, the lot. I've done the lot. But for funding and raising funds out, that is slightly different.
Got it. You're in, according to your LinkedIn profile, you're in Marlow, England. Where's it?
So Marlow's probably about 20 minutes from Heathrow, so West London.
Oh, got it. Okay, so you're in the London area, and for your benefit and for everybody else, in 2 hours and 45 minutes, we're starting the Global Chamber London meetup. And Katie Keith is traveling today in France. And so we have a guest facilitator who's the honorary consul for the UK. He has been for over 20 years for the Arizona and the Southwest region, a guy named Hank Marshall, who those of you who are based in Arizona, everybody knows Hank. He's run international economic development for the city of Phoenix for many years, and he's a well-connected, deeply well-connected leader with lots of UK ties. So check that out in 2 hours and 45 minutes, and it looks like it's going to be a great program.
Yeah, I need to look for the link for that. I think I missed that one. That sounds a good one to jump on. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll pop it in. We'll pop it in the group here. So thank you for sharing, and thank you for reminding us that there are places where it does rain. And having been both in Arizona and in Southern California the last couple months, we've gotten actually a lot of rain, relatively speaking. So we feel your pain. So thanks, Carla. Let's continue to go around the room, and Charles Lay is in the room. Charles is based in Chicago. He's on our Global Chamber Chicago Advisory Board. We have a big event coming up in Chicago on my birthday, April 9th, and it's a mega connecting event, bringing all together all of the global business leaders in Chicago at DIRTT. DIRTT. It's a Calgary-based company, but they have a downtown Chicago office. If you happen to be in the Chicago area, you do business in the Midwest, stop by on April 9th. I bet you Charles will be there. Charles, you spend a lot of time not just in the Midwest, but also in Africa. Congratulations on the work that you're doing in technology and in a variety of areas. Who would you like to meet? What would you like to share today?
So thank you and good morning, everyone. Just wanted to share the fact real quickly. It looks like I'll be going on another trade mission. This one will be to India, Mumbai, and in mid-April, after our Chicago event, the last week in April. So one of the things we like to do, particularly if you have a product or service that you think will be a good match or fit, I will be happy. I will be meeting with our Illinois trade delegation. Will be meeting with our counterparts in India, Mumbai, and 3 other states, and would be happy to represent your product or service also. My specialty is tech, and so would of course I'm Cisco, Microsoft partner. I'm going to be representing that. But if for those of you who might have a product or service, please hit me up and email me and whatever, and I'll be happy to represent or bring your product or service. We're doing this for our Chicago members and want to kind of expand this out. So thank you, Doug.
What is the date of your Mumbai visit?
April 22nd through April the 27th. So that last week in April.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one of the things, a couple different things happen after this meeting. I mentioned earlier that we get together and we find people to connect you with. Certainly, Gunjan Bagla, if you haven't connected up with him, we'll make that connection. He's a member, probably the preeminent expert between India and the US on business. He is based in Southern California. He actually spent a lot of last month in India, and our Global Chamber Mumbai chapter hosted him for an event where we had a number of members there meet with Gunjan, and he visited other cities as well. But definitely Gunjan is one for you to connect up with, and we'll think of others. The other things that happen after this meeting, besides warm introductions, which appear in your inbox as an email connecting you with someone, is that you'll see in LinkedIn a post that has all of you hyperlinks, so you'll be able to connect up with each other. One quick question, Charles, one more question. Are there particular products or services that you're focused in on? Is it going to be mainly tech type products, or does it go beyond that?
Yeah. Primarily, for me, and I'm looking mainly technical IT products. However, there will be other representatives from the state. So if someone sends me, say if they send me a manufacturing, I'll be happy to pass that along to someone. So it's really what I would do is kind of filter it. So right now, primarily my interest, technology, IT, but if someone has something they think it'll be a good fit or match there, I'll be happy to, because we're going to be meeting with a number of trade representatives. So I'll be happy to pass that along so that, just be a facilitator and get someone or help someone else out. So yeah, either one, anyone, either product or service. Okay.
Another way for you to connect up, all of you, besides the emails that we'll send out and also LinkedIn, is feel free to put your information in the chat area and we'll connect you that way as well. I see a hand raised, but I'm not sure I can figure out how to find it. Let's see. Oh, is it Harold? Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Harold. Yeah, what's your questions?
Yeah, Charles, can you share this event on April 9th? And is it open for delegates who wants to join from Chicago? And what time is it?
I have the information. It's 5 o'clock in Chicago, and you're welcome to attend. It's in the newsletter today. So if you go to the newsletter, it's both at the top, and because Demetris Evans, who's our Global Chamber Chicago Advisory Board Chair, she was just accepted into the District Export Council for Illinois. And so she's recognized for that. And then right below that, it talks about Global Chamber Chicago and the event, 5 p.m. Please attend. It would be great for you to come up.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. Okay, sorry, I lost track of time and navigating through my phone, and we'll find a way. Let's go to Beatriz Rodriguez in Brazil, and she works with companies that are chemistry, pharmaceutical, and more complex in terms of the regulatory and compliance side of things. She's a consultant, and so if you know companies working in Latin America, working across the globe in that space, Beatriz is a great resource. Beatriz, who would you like to meet and how can we help today?
Thank you, Doc, for the introduction. As Doc say, I'm located in Brazil. The company is BM Consulting. You have that in the chat. The focus is quality assurance, industrial microbiology. We have a pillar in open innovation. So if you have interest to enter in the Brazilian market with your product, we are able to help because we know the regulations. Additionally, we have a pillar on coaching. Our specialties is, as I say, industrial microbiology, good manufacturing practices, quality assurance and control, So if you know contract manufacturing, small mid companies that need technical coaching in those areas, we are the ones. We are able to communicate in English, Spanish, and Portuguese.
Okay. Thank you. I think one connection, I'm not sure we've made this one yet, is with Kaizen. And they actually are speaking coming up. I forget where our main contact is, but a lot of his focus is the Middle East, but they're working globally. Kaizen, as we all know, is a famous concept, a famous book by Mr. Imai, who passed away, I believe, last year. And so you'll be hearing more about them directly as they became a member the last few months, and they'll be speaking in a Globinar. So we'll get you connected there. And if anybody has any additional ideas, please reach out to each other generally, but to Beatrice on any people that you might know. Beatrice, any final comments?
No, thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate you coming out. Thank you for your membership. And now let's continue to go around the room. David, I wonder who David would be. Is it David and Goliath? David and someone? Would you like to introduce yourself, David, and give us your last name?
Sure. David Adamora, Doug.
Hey, David. How are you?
Fantastic. Hi, everybody. It's good to be connected here again. So just a quick introduction, I guess a summary. We do a couple of things, but think of me as a fractional sales director. I focus more on the go-to-market space. So I loved and enjoyed what Carla was saying with the ICP, talking our language. So what I'm looking for specifically, one of the brands is called Press Reader. So if you know anything about digital newspapers and magazines, I used to run the Americas team. And now I'm more of a go-to-market partner with them by design, which is good. So I'm looking for subprime contractors. So in general, anyone that's done business with the United States, you would have prime contractors that handle the overall projects, and then you'd have subprimes that can work alongside with them. So subprime contractors. I'm also looking for corporate librarians. So this would be staff that's responsible for curating content within the ecosystem. So think of like in Canada, it's called BDC, Business Development Bank Canada, would have a corporate librarian who's responsible for training the staff and bringing content in. So those type of folks. On the flip side, we also have some investments, so manufacturing, textiles. So if you're connected with maybe buyers or buying groups, maybe for the home goods section. So think of HomeSense, think of West Elm on the Canadian side, and pillows, cotton, those kind of things. We have a brand, personal brand that distributes globally. And then on the manufacturing side, which is connected, we're vertically integrated, which basically means we control the process from retail to wholesale to distribution to manufacturing. So we create 100% cotton materials. So if anyone's looking to buy cotton for their creative processes, we can provide that, and we bring it out of Zimbabwe, which if anyone knows about the history, Zimbabwe is well known for some of the best cotton in the world. Used to ship out to Japan, and then from Japan down to the US. So we've got a few things, I guess, prongs in the fire. Doug, you asked me what I've been up to. There's a little insight, and yeah, I don't know how people would help here, but we're happy to have conversations. So I'm a tech guy, fractional sales director, investor, manufacturing, whole suites of things, and have a good team behind me. So pretty blessed that way. Thanks, Doug.
You're based in Vancouver, I believe.
Sure am. Vancouver, Canada, not Vancouver, Washington.
Fantastic. So we do have a cross metro media coming up, and we look forward to having you participate in that. The date has been set, pending any other changes, but it's in the newsletter today. So check that out, and hopefully you're able to attend. David is an extraordinary leader and very well connected in the Pacific Northwest and in British Columbia. So check him out and check the activities that he mentioned today. Thanks for sharing, David. Let's go now to either Jakarta or Bali. Penny Adiarti is here in the room, and it's a little bit later there today. Penny, thank you for joining us today. We also have a Jakarta meetup coming up in May. The date has been set, and so we'll circle back with you on making sure that you're able to present your opportunities. Very exciting things that you're working on. Who would you like to meet, and what would you like to share today?
Hi, George. How are
Hi.
you?
Great to see you.
So great to see you too. Well, actually, I'm outside, so usually it's a bit noisy behind. So as usual, if you ask me who I would like to meet, well, I would like to meet everyone that uh, has the same passion, opportunity to invest in Southeast Asia. But me now personally in Indonesia. So I hear to also before who is the one that from UK, like you also on a fundraising something for investment. I would like to have a call with you because we have some project also going on like in Bali, because most of my time now we are in Bali, many project on real estate, on blockchain, on crypto, and so many things. So if we can share a bit about the opportunity in Indonesia, and I would like to meet all of the investor corporations or individual that would like to setting up or investing, expanding into Indonesia. Yeah. And regarding the on May, right? It's on May, not on March, right? Because I remember last time it was on March, so it's May.
Yep.
Okay.
The date is in the newsletter, and so hopefully
Okay.
that'll work out. It's on a Friday your time. Just a quick clarification of the types of companies that are best for you. Are they typically real estate investors? Are they technology companies? Are they other companies that are just setting up in Indonesia? What would you say would be the best connections for you?
Well, I'm not limiting my exposure only to estate, but for in Bali, the one that now is growing for sure is real estate. Meanwhile, honestly, in Jakarta, I see more Russian company that they want to expand in pharmaceutical manufacture, because now, as we know, I think Indonesia is the one that's still open for Russian company. Now I get demand for that. So yes, Bali definitely real estate and IT technology. So because the community here, I'm looking for someone that want to explore more about cryptocurrency, tokenizations, blockchain. That will be particularly in Bali. But the rest of Indonesia, still in the manufacture, pharmaceutical. Yeah, that's it. Now it's booming on that one. Yeah.
Got it. A little bit of noisy background there, but I think we heard almost all of that. So thank you for sharing. And
Yes.
people do reach out to Penny for more information about Indonesia. I'm gonna just kind of take some of that background noise away. Thank you, Penny. Really appreciate it. Let's now go to another person who's working quite strongly in Asia, and that's Catherine Reed. She's based in Austria, but she is an expert on China and doing business around the world. Catherine is an extraordinary resource, and when you read her blog posts, the depth of knowledge she has, for instance, on topics like setting up distribution systems, is really outstanding. And so, Catherine, thanks for all that you do. Who would you like to meet? How can we help right now?
I mean, I think at the moment, I don't have a very specific ask. I just came on to see if I could meet some new people and to see what's going on today, to kind of clip back into the Global Chamber after a time where I've not been able to join too many meetings. So I'm mostly working with small to mid-sized FMCG companies, and I'm helping them actually at almost all stages of their exports, depending on where they are in their journey. So it might be that I'm looking at helping them with their export expansion strategies, or doing matchmaking projects for them. Sometimes that is more of a fractional sales type role, and sometimes that is more of a, let's say, more of a mentoring process or a training process to help them get their teams up to speed on what it means to either do business in Southeast Asia or in China or maybe in Korea. Those would be my main target markets. But also, I'm very open to any potential speaking opportunities that people may have for company events about developing, if you're looking for something for your international teams, about working with distribution partners, about e-commerce, especially in Asia, and how that's different. So those would be my main kind of topics. And I love working with food products, but also other kinds of FMCG.
Fantastic. Are they typically Europe-based companies that are moving to Asia? Is that the normal process, or are there other types of companies that you're in particular targeting right now?
I would say mostly what I would be targeting are usually European companies or British companies who are looking to go into Asia. But I've also got projects running at the moment with a New Zealand company. I've got one client in Australia, a couple of people that I'm talking to in the US. So, and also Asian companies who are looking to get either into the UK or into mainland Europe. So it's a bit of a mix at the moment.
Interesting. Okay. Any questions for Catherine, please? Does anybody else do some work in China that we should make sure that you're connected to Catherine? You mentioned China, South Korea, and I thought you said one other country.
Southeast Asia.
Oh, generally, okay.
Generally, Southeast Asia, yes.
Okay.
Hello,
It's an interesting time, isn't it, in the region? Munir, you unmuted yourself. Did you have something you wanted to ask?
Yes. Hello, Doug. How are you doing? Hello, all the team. Thank you, Catherine. I think we have a lot of African companies. So Africa has a good potential to enter the Asian markets, but there is less knowledge about the Chinese markets for African companies. So we can work together if we can collaborate in the future to help. We will begin with Moroccan companies to enter these giant markets because especially in the food products, we have a good potential here in Morocco, and a lot of companies are looking for that. So let's keep in touch and let's discuss this opportunity.
Sounds great.
Thank you, Munir. Munir is an expert on business in Morocco, particular expertise in food and agriculture. He's our executive director covering Morocco. So, Munir, thank you for sharing. And a couple different things for Catherine, including the events that we have coming up. Japan, I guess, is less of interest to you, but we've got one with South Korea, the one with Indonesia, and then one for China that's coming up. And I'll make a point to make sure that all three of those are at least on your radar to see if they might be a fit.
That would be great. Thank you.
Munir, did you have anything that you would like to share in addition to what you've already asked Catherine?
No, just waiting my tour to present myself.
Fantastic. You are based. Are you based in Casablanca? But you cover the country.
Yes. So I present. I do a little presentation now, or you have someone else?
Oh, I was just going to you for anything that you would like to share.
Okay. So thank you. I'm Munir from Marrakesh. I'm based in Morocco, and I have a consulting firm in agribusiness. So that's my focus is agribusiness and environments projects. So we help especially investors who want to establish their business in Morocco and also in near the African countries, because we had also a great experience in many African countries, and especially in the agribusiness sector. So we also work in the environmental sector, especially the water reuse technologies. I am looking for companies that are interested to enter the water reuse market in Africa. So I'm especially interested in this connection in the global chamber, and also in the companies that want to enter the African markets in terms of exporting goods and agriculture products, importing and exporting in the two ways. So we can help in terms of registration, in terms of regulations, and also in terms of matchmaking and connecting for the right persons.
Okay. That sounds good. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. Check out Munir in LinkedIn, and we're going to keep moving. We've got about 20 minutes left, and we've got a few more folks to get to. Certainly, one person that we always love to hear speak is Lainey Denslow. One of the extraordinary things that Lainey does is help companies be successful in the U.S. So a lot of our conversation today is in other parts of the world, but Lainey is a premier expert for teaching companies how to deal with Americans and cut through the cultural issues related to business. Lainey, what would you like to share? Who would you like to meet? How can we help?
Good morning. Happy to meet everybody on this call. I have a chance always to learn what's happening around the world, which is pretty darn exciting. As Doug said, my focus is on cultural understanding, the nuances of culture, so that my clients can engage with people effectively from around the world. And as he said, a specialty is trying to translate what we Americans do that can be puzzling, annoying for other people, and how I see Gloria laughing because she knows what I'm talking about. So, and yeah, Beatrice, I see you nodding your head. Around the room, there are probably a lot of stories about puzzling things that Americans have done. So my goal, I'm an author of a book called Working with Americans, an effort to explain some of the things we do that other people find puzzling. So I enjoy working with companies who are coming into the US, helping them get an idea of just simply how big and complex and different we are around all of the parts of the US. And I work with Americans trying to get them to understand that there really is such a thing as a cultural difference, and that if you understand something about that, you can work effectively wherever you are. And I've worked with individuals who are either going to a conference across the world, trying to help them understand how to be seen as polite and professional, or presentations for companies, for their teams, getting them to understand the bigger world. I've worked with attorneys, accountants, all kinds of professionals, and frankly, I enjoy working with everybody. So I am, as Doug said, based in near San Francisco and San Jose, and look forward to hearing more about everybody on this call. So thank you, Doug.
Thank you. There's a lady who's joining Global Chamber right now from Kuwait, who's in Southern California, and we were talking through some of the countries that she works with and would like to work with, including UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Italy, Portugal, Spain, and France. In France, we have the Olympics coming up and the podcast with KC. So I'm going to guess amongst all of that and getting her connected to you will create some fun for you. So thank you for sharing today. Lainey is definitely someone you need to know. And all of the members, of course, here today are members of Global Chamber. So they're trusted, they've been vetted, they are good people to work with, professional, capable, and easy to work with as well. Gloria Peterson is one of those. She's a longtime member, one of the original members. She's on our Global Chamber Phoenix Advisory Board. She also was the creator of our book author series, which now is about 100 book authors getting together every third Wednesday, alternating between conversations and workshops, led now by Dana Austin. Gloria, who would you like to meet? How can we help today?
Hello, everyone. Again, it's Gloria Peterson. Just to kind of give you a little background for those who don't know me, there are a few of you. I have specialized in the area of image and interpersonal skills, more specifically business etiquette and protocol, put it there, which I call the basic foundation for everything that we do, for over 30 years. But more recently, I added another twist to that mix because I felt like it needed something. Something was missing. And I joined the mindfulness track. So I'm on that movement and written books in that category too. So my first two books dealt with professional image, business etiquette and protocol. I did training, speaking engagements, workshops, et cetera, on those topics. And more recently, my books have been more in the journal path, Mindfulness and Health Watch, which I really enjoyed. And by the way, I did my first journal in 2023, decided to do it again because having not done a book like that before, so different for me. I learned from the feedback and created another one in 2024. And because of a request that I received when I was in Puerto Rico at the Transformational Writers Conference, which Dana Austin sponsors, the reception was with Cesar at Bookmark, which is a bookstore downtown San Juan. And they said, well, how about a Spanish version? I thought, well, I don't speak Spanish. And so it will probably be released sometime this week. It's all done. It's ready to go. It's with a publisher in London. It's just when he uploads it to Amazon and uploads it to Ingram. Those two are the areas that it gets uploaded to. So anyway, I'm very, very proud of having to do that. But as far as what I want, and I've been working on a huge mailing in this vein, I really enjoy working with corporate trainers. And I want to train them in the knowledge that I have gained and worked with and experienced for the last 30 years in the topic areas I mentioned. And I feel that I have a best fit with orientations. And probably my claim to fame in all my work is, by the way, I'm originally from Chicago. So I did a lot with Caterpillar, which was in Peoria, Illinois at the time, but I think they've moved to Texas now. But anyway, the intern programs where I would receive interns from literally all over the world. And my job was to break down those barriers. And Lainey will appreciate this. Oftentimes I thought that barrier was going to be them and us. Guess what? It wasn't. It was not them and us. It was the Turkeys trying to interact with the Chinese, trying to interact with Japanese, with Germany, Germans. They all would go into their own little pods or units here, but they wouldn't cross over. So I had to break down those barriers, which was quite an experience, and I was good at it. I will say that because I was able to do it. And I really enjoyed that. And so that I want to get back to is working with these interns too. So that's my background. Again, I'm Gloria Peterson. The books I've written are all on my website under my name. And I enjoyed starting the author program, which allows you to meet authors all over the world, literally. But I think the most important thing in meeting authors like Lainey, are there any authors in this group? Any at all? Anybody written a book or want to? Is you learn what inspired them to write it in the first place. And when you learn that, the book has more meaning to you. And with that, we'll move on to the next person. Thank you.
Thank you, Gloria. Appreciate it. Let's go to a new member, Mong Wei Fan, I believe in Houston. Mong Wei, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. Are you able to speak and tell us a little bit more about who you'd like to meet? I probably mispronounced it so poorly that, oh, you're unmuted. Okay. Hi. Are you able to speak right now? If you're speaking, we can't hear you. Try again. So there might be a mic problem. Let's keep going around the room. Maybe send a message about what's going on and send your information through the chat area. I think I hear something, but I'm not sure if it's you or not. And you also might try to leave and come back. That might be another way that we might be able to hear you. Let's go to John Akibe. John, thank you for joining today. Who would you like to meet and how can we help?
Hi, morning. My name is John. I actually own a company called G-Export Global Agro Solution. We're into exporting agro products from Nigeria and also from Ghana and so from Zimbabwe, from Zambia, excuse me. We are actually expanding around the globe, doing exporting, and also on the other side, we involve in doing buying and selling on gold. So we involve in gold as well. So I want to meet anybody who is interested in either in the agro space or in the gold space as well. Thank you for having me.
Very good. Thanks, John. There are a number of people even in this room that makes sense if you're not connected already. So hopefully that will work. Thanks for sharing today. Please put your information in the chat, and either today or when the post comes out in LinkedIn, please feel free to connect up. Everybody here is in LinkedIn except for one or two of you. Among we Fawn, is that you by iPhone? Are you able to talk and share? Just you'll need to unmute yourself, and that doesn't seem to be working. Oh, I thought I saw something move. So I don't think that's working. So if you're able to talk, please do put your information in the chat area, and I'll look for you. Let's Nihi, thank you for joining. Nihi is our Global Chamber Executive Director, Board Chair for Lagos, Nigeria. Nihi is a contact that everybody should have in Africa. He's well connected across the continent, but based in Nigeria. Nihi, anything you'd like to share, please?
Yes, thank you, Doug. Thank you for the intro. I'm a lawyer in Nigeria, but we have quite a network across Africa, East and South Africa, Southern Africa. If you have interests of business, commercial kinds, I think we can support or be able to assist you in some way. And I've shared my LinkedIn profile as well as my email address in the contact in the chat. So if you wish to connect, please feel free to do so. There's quite a lot coming from Africa. We're applying a new impact fund as well with the Global Chamber. Be on the lookout for that, amongst quite a number of other things. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nihi, and thank you for the conversations that I'm seeing about the next big investment summit in Africa for Global Chamber. Thanks for your leadership there. Let's now go to Srihari Bhatt of Pace Wisdom Systems. Srihari, thank you for joining today. Who would you like to meet? How can we help? Srihari, are you there? Oh, you're unmuted. Go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah. Hi, Doug. Good morning. Hello, everyone. It's great to be back at Global Chambers. Always bursting with energy. So, Doug, I'm going to be in San Francisco in the second week of April, and really looking forward to meet you this time.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, send me the details. We'll figure something out for sure.
Yes. And anyone who is looking for a software development partner, mobile applications, web applications, digital transformation, it would be great to get connected and support them in those activities.
Fantastic. There are lots of people that we can connect you with on that topic. Probably one of the ones is Vinayak Gupta we should get you connected with. And then there will be others, but we'll process that. Thank you. Thank you for joining today, and looking forward to understanding the dates and things like that.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Santosh, are you there? You're in the neighborhood, if you will. Is there anything that you would like to share? We've been talking a little bit about ag already. Anybody that you'd like to meet? Santosh leads our activities in Bangalore. Thank you.
Thank you, Doug. Yeah, it's been, I'm getting few introductions from Cesar, and thanks Global Chamber for all the introductions that you guys do. And yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting any food businesses across the globe who is basically into agro products majorly. And I would love to meet anyone from across the globe to exchange ideas and thoughts and take it forward. Thank you, Doug.
Thank you, and catch the monthly Global Chamber India event. The next 3 months are led by Shankar Daman, and then the next 3 months after that will be led by Manoj, and hopefully Santosh, you'll take one of those as well.
Sure.
Let's go to Pankaj Pramanik, based in Charlotte, North Carolina. He provides funding for companies. Pankaj, could you just give us an idea of what kinds of companies are the best for you to provide funding, and how much money are we talking about?
Hey, this is Pankaj. We are a proud member of Global Chamber, and Cesar, thank you, and Doug for all the introductions. All our investors they are very big, so no startup funding, no early stage. Definitely, we need a cash flow, and minimum is 5 million. But when we start talking to the investor, they started with 100 million. So most of the time, 5 million they didn't invest. So it will be a little bit of more. right now around 5.5 billion. We are working with a couple of countries, US, Mexico, UAE, and India, but I don't have any office. So very soon we will be opening office in Dubai, DIFC, Geneva, as well as India. So that is our target for this year. Once we open an office, it will be easier to work in the global financial world. My details is there. Please shoot me an email or ask Cesar. He can connect with us. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Pankaj is the only one here, probably not in LinkedIn. He's got a problem with his account. Hopefully that'll be resolved. But he's in Facebook and he's very active there. So thank you for your activities and involvement.
Yes, I have Facebook as well as Twitter. So probably you know that I am very active in LinkedIn, but somehow someone complained about me. That's why they temporarily suspended my account. So I am really missing not only you and your, as well as my 30K direct contact in LinkedIn. But I requested everyone, I don't know, and I cannot fight with Microsoft. They are too big.
Well, keep working on it, and eventually they'll let you back in. Let's go to Chris Herring, who's our leader in actually San Antonio, Houston, and Austin. You did a great event last Friday with Kathy Burrell of Bank of America, the interview on International Women's Day. Christopher, anything that you would like to share? How can we help? Are you there? Chris Herring, are you there? And if not, we'll just keep going. I think there's one more, Harold D'Souza in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Absolutely. Good morning.
Oh, hey, Chris, how are you?
Very good, thank you. Who couldn't hear the infamous Doug Brunke call? So yes, I'm here in Texas, Global Chamber, Austin, San Antonio, and Houston. And we really are, we're just doing some great business. I think that what I'm enjoying through this presentation today is that these businesses have all brought something very unique to the table that they're all searching for, which are warm connections. So warm connections is why we're here. And I heard one of the gentlemen up front, he says, "You've seen me before," which means that we have great repetition and seeing some of the same members who are looking for more warm connections. And that's great. You don't get that anywhere else in any other chamber. And so I'm just glad to be here. I've been listening, and I hope to be able to add value to each of those who offered something of value that we can share with our members. We're making the world really small right here in this one forum. So thank you so much for the opportunity, Doug. I did hear your voice.
Oh, thank you. And Mangwi, I think, is in Houston, and so she's explained, what she's needing. Let's see, did she unmute? Are you available to
Hello,
talk?
can you hear me?
Yay! Yes, we can.
Yay. Okay, hi. Sorry about that. Hi, my name is Mangwi Fawn. I'm starting up a fashion business. It's still in the idea concept phase, but it's supposed to be like an African-inspired women's workwear clothing line. So I'm looking for like manufacturers or production from Africa, or pretty much, yeah, I'm open to that as well. So that's pretty much where I'm at right now. So I was just trying to just get a head start in terms of trying to at least, have a place where I could get production from and be able to know that, okay, whenever I would get repeat business and so forth, I wouldn't be like, we're out of stock. So that's kind of like what I'm looking for. Thank you.
Well,
do you have it?
Actually, Doug, I did respond to her email request. I was thinking that you were looking for a manufacturer or someone in fashion that was in your local market that could help you. But if we're sourcing for Africa, that could be our next ask. So thank you for clarifying.
Well, I'm open to, I think I had mentioned it prior, but I was open to both sides of it, but that's fine. We could talk more later.
Okay, just check your inbox. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
We can help in a lot of different ways there, so that's awesome. I think Harold had to drop off. I don't see him, but I see Mark Mortimer joined. And Mark, we're just closing the room down. I saw you just jumped in. We have a Global Chamber London event in 2 hours, and I encourage all of you to jump in. It's a special one because we have a special guest facilitator. Mark, is there, you have like a minute to share about your business and who you'd like to meet? Mark Mortimer, are you there?
And Doug, I'm here.
I'm here now. Here I am. Are you just wrapping up? Are you just finishing? Or
Yes, we are.
oh, apologies for that. I don't know. It came through my Zoom calendar with the wrong time on. Never mind. Really quick. I'm Mark from a company called Time Zone Business. I'm from the UK. I'm based in Germany, and the business is focused around providing tools for international professionals to get together online and to practice their communication skills with one another. There's an awful lot of classroom online training out there. There's a lot of talk, there's a lot of books, there's a lot of experts. But I believe that the more people get together and practice regularly, the more they can improve their skills. So there's two elements. One is a one-to-one where they can get together either with myself, other business professionals from around the world, and practice for a specific task, a presentation, a sales pitch they got coming up. And the second element is an online club where we have a number of professionals from around the world, different countries, nationalities, and different cultures, and they come together on a monthly basis to practice different topics each week. So one week might be sales, the next week might be presentations, negotiations, and they can practice with one another, get real feedback from real people in genuine circumstances. So that's it in a nutshell for you.
Thank you. And our apologies because the daylight savings time change on Sunday. I think we got a lot of them right, but the US changed in most states on Sunday, but the UK and Europe changes in a couple weeks. And so that always throws things off a little bit.
I think
try to be on top of it.
didn't keep up with that there on my side. Something went amiss, but never mind. Never mind.
No worries. I think we'd all be better without daylight savings times and autocratic despots in the world, but we can't eliminate either of them yet so far, but we'll keep working on it. Is there anybody else that hasn't spoken? Harold, are you back?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, we're sorry I mismanaged this and we're a couple minutes over, so hopefully everybody could just stay just a couple minutes. Harold is an extraordinary leader who's been through a lot in his life, and as what Shirzad Shamin talks about with positive intelligence, he's turned something really horrible into a gift for others. And there's a documentary coming out. I understand that the short trailer is out and the documentary hopefully out next year. What would you like to share? How can we help?
Yeah, anyway, greeting friends. My passion is to be the voice for the voiceless victims. I run a non-profit organization called Eyes Open International, which is focused on prevention, protection of victims and survivors to combat human trafficking. But I'll be short. If Doug and Cesar can share my upcoming conference, it is on May 2nd in Cincinnati, Ohio. It's focused on labor trafficking. And with that, thank you very much for supporting and ensuring that we are willing to work and ensure that to end modern day slavery globally. Thank you. Thank you, Doug.
Thank you, Harold. I think we put it up on the calendar and we'll continue to publicize it over the next weeks and month. Thank you very much. I think that might be it in terms of speaking. Cesar, would you like to have the last word, please?
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Doug, and thanks everyone for joining us today. As you know, the process, we will be making some introductions, and if you want to connect with someone that you missed their contact or you had to drop out of the call earlier, just feel free to reach out. Elisa will be sharing the recording as well, so we're happy to help and support.
Sounds good. The next. We have another busy week and a busy month. The next event starts in a little bit less than 2 hours. That's the Global Chamber London event. There's a variety of other activities going on. Jump in when you can. And one of the things that we pride ourselves on with Global Chamber is if you have a need, you have something that's going on, you're traveling somewhere and you'd like some connections, there's something going on, maybe we've made an introduction and it's stuck and we need it pushed a little bit, or there's something coming up where you're posting on LinkedIn and we may not have noticed it yet, try tagging one of us and we'll make sure that we help and promote and push it along. Thanks everybody for joining. Watch for warm introductions over the next few days. Many of you have already received emails. I've been blind copied on many of them, so I've seen the torrent of activity already. And then watch in LinkedIn over the next 24 hours and be connected to everybody that was here today if you haven't already. Take care, have a great rest of your day, and perhaps see some of you in a couple hours at the Global Chamber London. Take care.
Hey,
Thank you very
hey,
much.
Doug.
Bye.